I got to work with Jimmy quite a lot on this film, but I'd never met him before, and I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to work with him. He was a brilliant actor, for one, a brilliant artist, and he had a very high standard of which he wanted to achieve, and he could achieve, and he wanted to bring as much as he possibly could to the table, and he was very, very generous, and as all great artists are, they best idea wins, and they want to be part of to be fully fully facilitate whatever scene that they're working on with all their assets that are in place and the other actors. So he embedded right in the middle of the piece and the project, and also led from the front, by example. He's also incredibly funny as well, and self-effacing, and very, very humble, and he had a tremendous range of, from vulnerability to, ferocious violence, if you wanted to. He had a full gamut. He was incredibly funny. He had the ability to be a comedian if he wanted to be. He was fully articulate when it came to sensuality and sensitivity. So he was the full package. It's a tremendous loss, and it was very clear that you were working with somebody who who's just like, in many ways, like Philip Seymour Hoffman for me as well. It was just one of a kind, and so it was a great privilege. The voices of the street were very apparent that there was an authenticity to it, which I was drawn into, and I loved to read about characters that often get overlooked or don't get the opportunity to be heard by film, because I suppose they're considered the underworld in many ways, so it's not a desirable place to live or dwell, or love doesn't live there, but actually that's quite the opposite. It's a metropolis of romance and pain and loss, despair, success, triumph, classic. It was a contemporary piece that contained a classic drama and narrative, which hasn't changed since Greek theatre, and prior to that, as well as being authentically from a specific neighborhood. It was Boston originally, became Brooklyn, but the voices of the people was very authentic, and then all the intertwining of that world as well was fascinating, and I love all that. So I was drawn in by the work, as opposed to the synthetic opulence of something that was shiny. The dog is a metaphor for multiple things. I mean, it's like it was the heart in many ways. For Bob didn't have, a lot of people have broken hearts. So there's a complete, intact, abused, otherwise, breathing, four-legged heart in the street that, combines all these characters together. So it was, it was a messenger in many ways, metaphorically. Mikhail Roscom said it was a saint in many ways, and it was named after Saint Rocco. There were lots of, the dog tied a group of people together who were abused, and didn't have anything to, didn't have any care in their lives. So the responsibility to take care of something, was metaphoric, I suppose, of the harm that had been done to them, and that no one was taking care of them. So there are certain characters in the film who don't feel that way about the dog.